Konnichiwa. How is everybody? Welcome again to our Ask Japanese lesson. Today I'm going to share with you about sushi. But before we go to sharing about sushi, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel because we are going to continue to bring you a lot of wonderful programs. Not only my Japanese lesson, there will be Korean, there will be facial, beauty, there will be nutrition, etc., etc. Just stay tuned. We're going to bring you more, exciting programs every day, every week. Okay, so right now, again, this week I'm very honored again to have our two top fans. It will be Cindy-san and Jeremy-san. Konnichiwa. You guys should practice some Japanese. Yes. Because after so many sessions, you should be able to even catch simple Japanese, what we call dango, or even simple sentences. Okay, so let's go to the so-called, not lesson proper, but today's the topic of sharing, which is sushi. So, Cindy-san, Jeremy-san, have you been to sushi shop or lately, or do you love sushi?
Yes, I love sushi a lot.
Oh, yes. Okay. Any favorite?
Tamago.
Tamago.
That's my favorite.
Tuna. Okay. All right. So you see, when I ask them, they'll tell me in English. But today, I'm going to share with you some of the basic things about sushi in Japan. Okay. Also, learning some of the names of the sushi and the different types of sushi. All right, and then probably we can also practice a little bit of dialogue, simple ones like how to order, and some key sentence that you can use to show off. Yeah. Okay, so let's start. Oh, what do you see now? This one, sushi. Okay, so also let me to get to my Facebook page so that I can see who are my friends and comments. Okay, all right, so hajimemashou. Sushi. Hajimemashou means let's go, let's start, yeah? So in sushi, you always hear nigiri. Nigiri. So what's nigiri? You want to give a guess? My two guess here.
Raw sushi.
No. Nigiri, actually it means, okay. No, nigiri is a type of sushi. Like what you see here in this page, all these are nigiri sushi. Yeah? Meaning use two fingers, okay, and then you press onto the sushi. Okay? So basically how sushi started, it started with the Edo period. Okay? Edo period, Edo style, you always see Edo style sushi, Edo style sushi. Edo style sushi is actually the old name of Tokyo. All right, so Edo sushi actually refers to Tokyo. Okay, and then of course, what we know about sushi is vinegar rice. All right, and then you have fish on top of it. All right, so in the past, during the Edo period, this is also considered a fast food, like our McDonald's and our hamburger and everything, because as you know, Japanese traditional dishes also take a lot of time to make and cook, just like Chinese, yeah? So sushi in the Edo period is also considered fast food, but of course it comes with a premium. Only the so-called the rich are able to have sushi. And of course, in the past, there is not as many variety as you see right now when you go to a sushi restaurant, yeah? So nigiri, these are called nigiri, right? And later I will also share with you guys what's the difference between nigiri sushi and sashimi. Because sometimes we get mixed up when we talk about sushi in general, right? We are kind of mixed up between sashimi and nigiri, and there are also other different types of sushi. So I'm going to share with you guys today, yeah? And if you do have questions, you may ask me, all right? So the next slide right now is maki sushi. Maki sushi. Okay? Yeah, so maki, as you see from a Chinese character kanji, is roll. right, is roll sushi. So where the rice is spread on a sheet of seaweed. So maki sushi is always with a seaweed, and then inside you will have different ingredients. It can be cucumber, it can be egg, it can be avocado, anything. All right, so this is called maki sushi. All right, and then maki sushi can also be divided, so-called subset, into futomaki and hosomaki. All right, as you can see, this one is a hosomaki. Can you tell what is the difference? Hosomaki. Basically, when you receive hosomaki, it's usually like a cylinder tube, and it's very thin. It usually comes in a set of 6. Yeah, I believe most of the time come in a set of 6. Yeah, and then in the middle is just maybe a small maguro, or again seaweed or egg or anything. All right, so osomaki, actually hosoi also means thin, thin. So this is called osomaki. Hosomaki, right? Hosoi. Okay, and then opposite of hosoi will be futoi. If you remember, hosoi is thin, futoi is fat. So futomaki means, yeah, big fat maki is the bigger one where you put a lot more ingredients inside. Like this particular picture, you have cucumber, you probably have eel inside, and you have egg inside. Yeah. So now you know, under sushi, there's also a subset called maki sushi. And then maki sushi is divided into, let's say, 2 different styles. One is the futomaki, and one is the hosomaki. Okay? Futo means futoi, means fat, big. Yeah? And then this one is another interesting one. When you always go to a sushi restaurant, yeah, especially recently, there is always this fast food chain kind of a sushi place. You have a conveyor belt, and then all the sushi are just running around on a track. You may even come across to see this particular shape of sushi. So what is this sushi called? This is called gungang maki. Gungang maki. If you can read the Chinese kanji, all right, gungang is actually warship, battleship. Okay, again, maki is roll. So it's called gungang maki because it looks like a battleship. All the gungang maki look like that. So it's like a battleship, and then on top you have the fillings. All right. Okay. And usually it's salmon. If you love salmon, salmon roll is usually served in this form, the salmon egg. Yeah, salmon egg. Okay. All right, this one you don't actually get it in a sushi restaurant, but it's quite commonly made at home, and it's very easily made. Yeah, I do not have the things with me because maybe one day I can do a simple one. This is called chirashi sushi. Chirashi sushi. All right, basically it's vinegar rice laid inside a wooden sushi bowl. It's like a tub lah. Okay, it's like a tub like you see in this particular picture, and then it's topped with a variety of ingredients. All right, and then you mix it. Okay, and you purify it. So this is called chirashi sushi. So again, you can use your salmon, you can use your egg, you slice it, and then you have piman. Piman actually is bell pepper. Okay, so this is a very simple meal made in most Japanese families. You don't usually get this in the restaurant, but it's quite common, yeah, in the Japanese family. And it looks very colorful. Yeah, it looks very colorful and easy to make. Yeah, easy to make. Okay. So far, so good?
Yes.
Good? Yeah. So remember, like, subscribe, and share our Artsphere 1969, right? Because honestly, we are trying to expose ourselves to as many people as possible. And if you are out there and you love to learn more about us, or if you love to know more about the Japanese culture, you can always drop us a comment, and then we try to get in touch with you, right? And then, okay, so getting exciting, isn't it?
Yes.
Many types of sushi. All right, and this one is quite normal. All right, I believe in Singapore, young people love to eat inari sushi. Yeah, do you like inari sushi?
I love
Yeah.
it.
What is the reason why you like inari sushi?
Got the toppings and then it's quite sweet when you eat. It's different from the seaweed wrapping.
Correct. Actually, that is the key point. Actually, for children, they actually love inari sushi. Yeah. The reason is because it's put inside this tofu wrap lah, for our understanding, and the tofu wrap itself is very sweet. All right, so little kids actually love it. Right? Inari sushi. Again, of course, the rice has to be vinegar rice. All right, and then usually inside you have dry mushroom, shiitake. Yeah, and of course now in Singapore and many other countries where sushi is getting more and more common, there will be local flavor inari sushi also. Yeah, maybe you can add, I don't know. Singapore, you have eaten something that is unique.
Crab mayonnaise.
Crab mayonnaise. Yes. Yeah. So things like this, most likely you can't get in Japan. I'm sorry, but in Singapore, yes. Okay. All right. The next one is, of course, sashimi. All right, sashimi. We always hear sashimi, but sashimi is also part of sushi. Why? Because it's all raw fish. All right. So sashimi basically are just sliced, cut raw fish without the vinegar rice. Okay. So I'm going to the next part now of my session. What is nigiri? Yeah. All right. So maybe I can, for those who just join us, nigiri is a type of sushi consisting of a slice of raw fish pressed over vinegar rice. All right. And it's often hand pressed. That's why the sushi chef, I mean, many of you may have heard that a real good sushi chef actually take close to 6 to 8 years to even come out and present. Yeah. Or even to do the sushi on his own. Yeah. Because a really good sushi chef, when he pick up the vinegar rice and he mold it, and then there is even some TV shows for the really good ones, when they put on top a weighing scale, almost always is the same weight. That is how good they are. All right, and nigiri actually means 2 fingers. Okay, with ni meaning 2, ni, right? Remember, ichi ni, right? And giri actually stands for finger. All right, so as you can see, I'm not a sushi chef, but when I talk about nigiri sushi, I always use this what we call it, sign. Yeah? This is how they do it. Yeah, this is how they do it. Okay. So basically, another way to put it is that a nigiri sushi is always the size that fits into the palm of a sushi chef. Yeah, using the 2 fingers, and then they put the fish on top of the rice. Yeah. And then what other characteristic about nigiri sushi is that it is only seafood, no meat. So as per this particular slide, okay, once you talk about nigiri sushi, you know that it's always part of the seafood family. There is no cow, no beef, no chicken, no pork, nothing. It's all seafood, right? So like you can see here, all right? And it's usually raw. So some of the seafood can be octopus, shrimp and squid, etc. Okay? So, and then the next thing about nigiri sushi is that it is raw, it can be cooked, or it can be seared seafood. So what's the meaning of seared? S-E-A-R-E-D here. Actually, sometimes you see some of the nigiri sushi, they are slightly charcoal, they are slightly burnt, right? Like especially for eel, yeah. Sometimes they will bring out the burner and then just for a while, yeah. So that is called sear, S-E-A-R-E. Okay, so it's usually raw, cooked, or seared seafood. Okay, of course, nigiri always have the rice. Okay. Are you getting hungry? I am getting hungry. And another key feature about nigiri sushi, if you notice, is that they usually do not have garnish. Garnish means toppings like the green onion chopped into small pieces, stuff like that. So garnishes. For those who cook, you know what's the meaning of garnish. But for nigiri sushi, it is never garnished with anything. It comes with just the vinegar, rice. On top of it, you have the seafood, like I've mentioned many times, right? And then how do you eat this is simple. I've been showing you already. It's eaten with the hands or chopsticks, all right? Hand or chopsticks. I do not know, but for my preference, I always use hand because I will just pick it up and then I just dip it into the shoyu and then I just put it into my mouth. What about my guest here?
Use chopstick.
Use chopstick. You prefer the hand, yeah, it tastes better. Yeah, it tastes better. Okay, but since here we are talking about how to eat nigiri sushi, like this particular picture, just want to share for my fellow Singaporeans and for those who want to know, no, let's put it this way, let's put it in the Singapore context. When we go to sushi place, we see our fellow Singaporeans that we love to put, look for the soy sauce, right? And then we have, there's always wasabi. And the wasabi that you put a lot on top or rather into the soy sauce. And then the most interesting about what we do is that we start to use our chopstick and then we start to mix it. And then a soy sauce suddenly become a green patch of sauce. That is actually not quite acceptable. Yeah. Basically, that's not how we eat sushi in a sushi place. In fact, when you eat sushi, nigiri, you just pick up whatever you like, okay? If it's served right in front of you, you pick up your particular sushi. You don't even dip the rice with the soy sauce. You just try to dip it, the seafood, okay, the fish, just a little bit, okay, on the soy sauce, and then you just pop into your mouth. Actually, most of the time, you should finish one sushi in one go. Then you can enjoy and experience the freshness of the sushi. That's the correct way to eat sushi, nigiri sushi especially. So the soy sauce do not touch the rice. It's only the fish itself. Yeah, and just a little bit. So there's a little bit of technique here, lah. Okay, just dip it and put it inside. And then the reason why it is also so-called not acceptable the way I have explained, or rather share with you guys, we love to put soy sauce and then you have wasabi and then you mix it, is because all sushi, when the sushi chef make for you, they will put a dip of wasabi in it. So actually all sushi when you eat, there's some wasabi. It's not crazy until it will, choke your nose, yeah, but there is always some wasabi inside every sushi. Okay, so I will share with you and teach you how to tell the chef if you do not want to have wasabi in your sushi. Okay, later. Okay, so what is sashimi? So now we know all about nigiri sushi. Now we talk about sashimi. So it's very obvious from the picture itself. Sashimi always refers to thinly sliced raw fish. Okay, and the most common being served is salmon or tuna. Here in Singapore and in many Asian countries, we see a lot of salmon. But actually in Japan, salmon is not like the first thing that comes to their mind when they talk about sashimi, honestly. It is never top of their list. But somehow, excluding Japan, every other Asian country, we talk about Asian countries because we know more about Asian culture, yeah, is that salmon is most popular in sashimi, yeah, but it is not really the case towards the land of the rising sun. Yeah? Okay, so next is that the slice of raw fish, okay, is being served without rice, right, because it's sliced as raw fish. But then there again, this sashimi can be served with a different variety of meat, as you can see from my slide. There will be horse, there will be beef, there will be pork, there will be chicken. Okay, I don't know how you dare to eat what I've been listed there, but apparently horse sashimi is very popular and it's only available in one prefecture and one prefecture only, as in the origin. The origin of raw horse meat or raw horse sashimi only comes from this prefecture called Kumamoto. Kumamoto in Kyushu. So if you have a chance to visit Kumamoto, and then if you already like sashimi, maybe you should pop into what do you call it? Basashi. It's called Basashi. Basashi is a raw horse meat sushi, and try their raw horse meat. Okay, it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. All right, even raw pork and raw chicken. I mean, it's unlike what we know here. Especially grown and breed, and then there's a way to manage that lah. I mean, the raw horse meat that I'm talking about is not any horse also. It's a specially bred horse. Okay, but the prefecture that is famous for it is Kumamoto. And of course, you go to other cities like Tokyo and big cities like Osaka, you may have one or two restaurants that serve it, but of course you'll be charged at a very high price lah, because it's not easy to get this done. Yeah. Right. See, always raw. And you can see from this picture, the Japanese horse meat, Basashi, is very red in color. Very, very red in color compared to fish. All right. Then there's another way to eat it is they will mince it, and then it comes with a plate. It's like all minced horse meat, and then they will give garnishes like what you see here, and then probably you add a raw egg on top, and then you put some soy sauce, and then you mix it, and then you eat it. Actually, it's very sweet. It's very tasty. You should try it. Yeah. Anybody there to try horse meat? I dare you to try horse meat. But if you go to Kumamoto, you should try it. Okay, that's where it origin from. Okay. So you see, sashimi, unlike sushi, is always garnished. All right, garnished with daikon, radish, shisho leaf, and then toasted nori. So whatever you see in this picture. So whenever you ask for sashimi, they even leave the fish head left there just to do the presentation, and then they cut nicely, they slice nicely, and they have all the garnishes. So these are once you see this, you know these are sashimi. All right, these are sashimi. And then this one you eat with chopsticks. Eat with chopsticks. Okay, so those are the common ones that we see and we know here in Singapore, right? But then there are others sushi that is unique to the particular region in Japan. Yeah, just like you talk about Penang. Penang also say that they have their Penang laksa, and then Singapore have our own laksa. So in Japan, the same thing. Different regions may also have their very own regional sushi that is unique to itself. Like I shared with you, the sashimi of the raw horse meat comes from Kumamoto. All right, so there is this one called oshijushi. Oshijushi. Okay, if you can read from the kanji, oshi means push. Okay, it's being pushed. So this is unlike the nigiri, like I've been telling you. Nigiri is using 2 fingers, right, and then the palm of the chef, and then you get the vinegar rice ball, and then you just put the seafood on top. This oshijushi actually is forced on top. The fish is forced on top of the rice, and it usually is quite thick. It's about this size. It's quite high. Okay, it's quite high. And then, as you can see from my slide, the common toppings will be mackerel, red snapper, and salmon. All right, and then in Toyama Prefecture, okay, they also serve it with cherry salmon. Yeah. Okay, and this oshijushi usually is best to eat with ginger slice. Ginger slice. Okay, I myself have tried it. I'm not a fan of it. Because probably it's too thick, yeah, because it's pushed on top, and then the rice is very thick also. Okay, but some of the old folks, they actually love it. Yeah, they grew up eating this. Yeah. Okay. Any question from my guests? No, and any from my Facebook viewers, if they are.
What is the California roll thing?
California roll thing is the exception. Where remember when we started just now, I was talking about a different type of maki, the futomaki. Okay, so apparently we know the Americans, they love to eat things that are big, right? It's full of stuff. So when they can roll stuff inside, they put a lot of ingredient inside, and then it gained popularity from California. So that's why there's this thing called California roll. Okay, it is not from Japan, but this sushi, maki sushi, gained popularity, and then it traveled across the whole world, and then California stuff a lot of things inside, and then it become California roll. That's why sometimes you go to restaurants, you see they even list down as California roll. Okay, but it's so-called started from there, the improvised version. Okay, so the next one here is Kakino Hasushi. All right, this is very rare, okay, but basically it's sushi wrapped with this persimmon leaf. All right, and then of course it's fermented, and then you open it up, just like if I can use a local delicacy that we have here, it's like our bacang, kinda, okay. Similar, not similar, but it's wrapped in a persimmon leaf. Okay, and of course it's wrapped and then usually again is with mackerel sushi, mackerel. Okay, so what is mackerel? Later you will know. So now you have an idea of sushi and the different types available, the regional ones. Okay, and even like Jeremy suggested, reminded us that even the Americans make the sushi very famous. They get this name California roll all to themselves. Yeah. So some of the key things that, or rather, some of the common sushi that we go to the sushi restaurant that we order. Sometimes you can see the Chinese character. You do not know what it means, right? So I'm going to list a few for you to get used to, and probably also to practice your Japanese vocabulary. Okay, and then the first one here we have is maguro, right? Maguro, yeah, tuna is the best. And then every year, in the beginning of the year, Japan, there is always a bidding in Tsukiji market where the biggest and fattest and heaviest maguro will be up for bidding. And the last few years has always been bidded, won by this particular chain of a sushi place called Samai Sushi. The owner is a very nice, chubby man. And then he bid like $1 million, $2 million, $3 million for the biggest and baddest tuna to be served for a customer. Okay, so maguro. And then, of course, within maguro, there are different sections. Like you heard about chutoro, which is a semi-fatty tuna, and otoro, which is fatty tuna, which is really melt in your mouth. Yeah. Then the next one is ika. Ika is squid. Yeah. Squid in our local context probably is called sotong. Okay. Okay. Ika. Okay. It's a classic topping, simple in flavor. Okay. And it's always recommended to be eaten earlier in the meal. Actually, when you eat sushi, there's also a sequence, like all Japanese, they always have a sequence to everything. You always start with the taste that is a little bit light, and then all the way to the heaviest. Okay, so there's a sequence to it, but you do not have to be so particular, okay? So if you go to a sushi place, maybe the first plate of sushi you should order probably should be ika. Okay, yeah, ikas. And then, of course, the next one is octopus. Everybody know takoyaki, right? So the word for octopus is taco. Okay, also very classic. Apparently, for the Japanese children, they prefer taco than ika. Somehow, okay? Don't ask me why, but probably because it's more chewy. Yeah, taco is more chewy, right? They love taco. Okay. And then the next one is Thai. All right, red snapper. All right, also common, and it's eat earlier also again because of its light flavor. As you can see, usually the early part of your sushi meal, if you choose like what I have shown in the slides, from ika to taco to Thai, the meat is white in color, white lah. So the white ones are actually very slightly flavored, sweet, right? Very mild, right? The next one is hamachi. Okay, so the hamachi is sear, right? Because it is it is kind of burned a little bit, or add some sauce season on top. Usually hamachi you use with some seasoning on top. All right, it's called yellowtail in English. Yellowtail in English. Okay, and has a nice amount of fat. It's quite delicious. The next one, right? And then of course this is aji. Okay, aji. Then it will come with some garnishes. All right, a popular topping. I don't quite like aji lah. I don't know about you guys. Yeah. Okay. So if you see this particular kanji, all right, you know that is pronounced as aji. Aji in English is horse mackerel. Horse mackerel. Okay, and this is sama. Sama is the 臭兜鱼. I think for Singaporeans, we use this 臭兜鱼 for what? For fishball lah. A lot of fishball is made by the 臭兜鱼 ma. I'm a Cantonese, pardon me, I speaking a dialect here. Okay, but in Japanese it's called sama. All right, also a very popular sushi item in any sushi bar. Okay, and then we have ebi. Ebi. Okay, for our earlier lessons when we first learned all the 50 sounds of Japanese, A stands for AB, just like ABC, A for apple, B for boy. So when you talk about A, usually it's AB. All right, it's stream. Okay, and then in the Chinese character, or other kanji is hai lao. Okay, when you see this kanji character, referring to the Japanese is stream, and it's pronounced as AB. All right, and then in AB, when you go to the sushi place, you can also, if you notice very carefully, usually there are 3 types of AB. Okay, there is a red stream, there is a white stream, and then there's a sweet stream. Sweet one is usually the smaller one. If you notice, smaller in size, and then a little bit more transparent. And then when you eat it, it's really sweet. It has a very sweet taste. All right, so it's in Japanese, the sweet stream is called ama ebi. Ama ebi. Amai means sweet. Yeah, ama ebi. And then this is also another popular item. It's called a hotate. Scallops. Scallops, hotate. Very soft texture and bold in flavor. Of course, some of the best hotate will come from the what you call that? Hokkaido Island, where they are very good. They have a very good fortune of good seafood. Yeah, Hokkaido. And then another mackerel is called saba. Saba. Okay, saba fish. For most people, when you eat saba fish, usually it's grilled saba fish, right? The Korean also have grilled saba. Japanese also have it. Again, I don't know. For myself, I'm not a fan of mackerel. Okay, I'm not a fan of mackerel. Okay, so but then for those who love saba, maybe you will love this. Yeah. And then this is the favorite of my guest here, Cindy-san. This is pronounced as tamago, egg. Yeah. Okay. So there is a saying in not saying, there is a belief. Okay. I do not know how true it is, but when you visit a sushi place, when you order a tamago sushi and you taste it, they actually say that this will set the standard of how good the sushi place is. All right. That is some of what the Japanese are saying. You think the tamago will give you an idea of how good the sushi place is. Okay, either this one or the anago. Okay, anago is eel. I'll show you later. So I kind of believe it because again, being a Cantonese myself, not so much in Singapore, I think, but I heard from my Hong Kong friends when they go to a dim sum place, there's so many variety of dim sum. Okay, so what can so-called set up the standard that this dim sum place is good is usually the char siu bao, right? Yeah. And then for Italian, they go to an overseas Italian restaurant, a pizza place. They also have a standard. Okay, they will order a margarita. Margarita is a very simple pizza with tomato sauce, right? And then when they taste the margarita, they can tell whether this is a good Italian restaurant or a not so good Italian restaurant. So the same for sushi place. Yeah, sushi place usually they use tamago or anago as the standard of how good this particular sushi restaurant is. So far so good. Yeah. Okay, so kazunoko. Okay, this is a herring roll. This is egg lah. Okay, and it's frequently used, eaten during the New Year. I don't know. I mean, in Singapore, have you guys been seeing this? These are all eggs, you know, from the herring fish. They are all bundled together, and it's quite hard. Yeah, crunchy, a little bit tasteless to me. I again don't quite enjoy this. Okay, but many Japanese love this. Okay, it's usually eaten very frequently during the during the New Year celebration. Okay, katsunoko. But you should try it if you have not tried. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard and it's crunchy. It's crunchy. Okay, this is my favorite lah. Anago. Okay, anago is actually quite big in size. Usually it's an eel. All right, and most of the time this is the most likely the most expensive piece of item that you find in a sushi place. And again, how well the anago is done can tell you, give you a guideline, a reference, how good the sushi place is. All right, because it's very bold in flavor, very strong. As you can tell throughout my whole session, I'm giving you hints that I love sushi that has a strong taste. And then, like I've shared with you, eating sushi, you should start with something with a light taste and all the way to a strong, bold taste. So usually your last order should be an anago. Don't start with an anago first. Yeah, then you can fully appreciate eating your sushi. Okay, and of course this one you cannot pop one time in your mouth. Like this is how do you pop one time in your mouth, right? So it's the last plate, and then you enjoy it. You enjoy it. Okay, so coming almost to the end, this is one of the keyword or key sentence or key Japanese you would love to remember when you go to a sushi place. Remember when I first started, I told you that all nigiri sushi, when the chef prepare for you, they put a dab of wasabi in it. All right. So if you are allergic to wasabi or you can't take the wasabi taste, all right, you can always tell the sushi chef, all right, please remove the wasabi. It says as wasabi wa ne nuite kudasai. Nuite kudasai. Wasabi wa nuite kudasai. Okay. Nuite. Nuite. So nuite means take out lah, remove. Okay. Okay. So you can say wasabi wa nuite kudasai, or you can you should not say like this to the Japanese chef when you're in Japan, but because we are foreigners, usually you are forgiven, right? You are not expected to speak perfect Japanese, so you can tell them wasabi nuite, or wasabi nuki. Wasabi nuki. If you can remember nuki, okay, wasabi nuki. That means take out the wasabi. Or there's no wasabi. Okay, so this is the key Japanese that you should know if you do not like wasabi. Wasabi nuki. So basically, nuki is the word that says take out, remove. Okay, it can also help you if you go to, I don't know, a pizza place and you don't like cheese, you say cheese nuki kudasai. That also works. Okay? All right. So, any questions? Are you guys enjoying this session?
Yes.
I think it's good. So one of the keyword to eat or before you eat is itadakimasu. Yeah, itadakimasu. All right. So I hope you guys out there enjoy this simple session on sushi, the difference, and then of course the key sentence you need to know there is wasabi or nuite kudasai if you don't like wasabi, because every sashimi, every sushi comes with a wasabi by the chef, right? So this is my lesson today. I hope my guests enjoy it too. And then for you folks out there, if you like this lesson, remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And then as per usual, we have a lot of secrets, right? And then 2 p.m., we're going to tell you the secrets of the eye, okay, by our resident beautician, Candy. All right, so じゃあ、もし、皆さん、よかったら、美味しい寿司食べてください。じゃあね。バイバイ。Thank you.